Damn, look at all this shit. When I showed off what I got in March and April, I had to put the acquisitions for both those months into one video because I had slowed down on collecting. I had backed off like I said I should. But this month, oh, hot damn. Especially this crown jewel right in the back. Something I ordered from Hasbro Pulse at the end of 2020 when it became available. And it only just came in May. So I'm going to save that for last. Nice little unboxing. But first, here's something else I ordered before I got off Mercari. Bought it at the end of April, and it came in soon afterwards. So this was my first acquisition for the month of May. The hero of Dragon Quest I, or Aleph. I think that's the official name they gave him in some of the supplemental material. I don't know how canon that is, but whatever. And just like a lot of oldie Japan figures, you can only move the head and the arms. That's it. But I don't know. He scales just about right for this in 6 inch, so he'll fit just fine on the shelf with my other game figures. And he comes with a sword. Came with a few other accessories, like a healer slime, I think, but I don't think those were in Dragon Quest One. In fact, I'm pretty damn sure they weren't, but still. So yeah, like a lot of people here in America, people my age, this Dragon Quest One or Dragon Warriors, it was known back then. It was my first exposure to JRPGs, so a lot of nostalgia there, and I'm really glad I found this. This can go for $85, $95, but I saw it at a much cheaper, and I just had to have it. I just had to. So put that there. Another thing that can go for something to 75 or even $100 is Mole Man, but in the middle of May, I saw him for just over $50, just like Aleph over there, and I had to have him because I got the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom, and I recently got Silver Surfer. I still need to chrome paint that thing, by the way. So I figured I need another Fantastic Four villain, and since I don't really get Galactus just yet, figured just get their very first villain, Harvey Elder, the Mole Man. I mean, well, my only complaint about him is look at all the weird details they put on his face. It's like all the blemishes, like the warts and on his hands too. Did they have to really go that whole hog, making him a pug ugly? I mean, he's not that ugly. He's just stout and stocky, and his face is kind of weird, but they didn't have to make him all butt fugly. But it is a great figure. It comes with his staff. I love all the details in the stitching and on the suit and like all the blemishes on the cape. It's like you really get the sense that he's living underground with the Moloids and stuff. I mean, this is a great figure. I'm gonna love putting him up with all the other villains. Speaking of villains, we're gonna get to him. But like I mentioned in an earlier video, there was a collector's show, and I really wasn't impressed. I found Mo here from Simpsons. I figured, why not? There's not much going on here. Then across the hall in that hotel, there was a whole other thing, and I was able to get two Lady J's. I already showed the unboxing. Here's the one I'm keeping in the box. And here's the Lady J out of the box. Go ahead and show her off again. Already talked about her. It's like doesn't look exactly like how I remember her from the cartoon or whatever, but hey, whatever. It's like the completely reimagined character designs. And she still looks pretty damn badass. So yeah, so it's 6 Joes and 6 a Cobra. I still need 2 Flints and Major Blood and whatever else they reveal at Yojo June. And also, after I left the collector's show, I went to eat lunch, and then I got a hot tip from someone in the Facebook collectors group I belong to saying, hey, there's at Target, there's Gorilla Grodd, and it was like a spitting distance from where I went to get lunch. So I had to run and get them. That was a very fruitful day. So here we are. This is probably going to be the only McFarlane DC Multiverse figure I get, Gorilla Grodd. He doesn't really scale well with the other 7 inch ones, but yeah, he works scales just fine with 6 inch DC stuff I already have. So look at this awesome design. The armor, it's bad freaking ass. Um, Posability, the knees seem kind of stiff, but articulating this part of the foot, I miss that. I mean, I talked about like the newer Wolverine that came from that 3-pack with Jean and Cyclops, how he couldn't move this part of his foot to get him down low. I'm glad they included that. And quite a bit of posability here. The armor doesn't impede as much as you thought it would, and I just love the armor look. I mean, I remember reading storyline with Gorilla Grodd and New 52. I actually did not like much of New 52. Like, the Flash and Wonder Woman that I read was kind of bleh, but I love the new armored look they gave Gorilla Grodd, and obviously they used it in the Injustice video games, and he just looks awesome. I never bothered with like the Build-A-Figure of Grodd in the old DC Classic Universe wave. I'm glad I didn't spend money on this because this I'm never gonna need any other Grodd but this one. Okay, but now let's get to some unboxing. Let me tell you a story though. You know those G.I. Joe, those not the only Target exclusive bullshit out there. There was that stuff like the Star Wars, Clone Wars lately, and I really don't collect Star Wars, but I knew from the collectors group that a lot of people were after them, and I found one day when I wasn't even looking for it. They said, "Hey, anyone want to trade for blood?" And no one had it, but the guy who let me snag a Cobra Viper that one time, he was interested, so I sold it to him at retail. And a few days later, he asked me if I needed anything, and I told him, "Well, I could never find Moira McTaggart in the store. She proved elusive. I've seen every other one from the House Powers of X line in stores except Moira." So we met up in Target when it was opening a few days later to check for blood. Of course, there wasn't any of him, but he said, "Oh, I got an extra Moira McTaggart for you," and he gave it to me for free since he had more than one extra. So, looking out for fellow collectors, it pays off. So, let's open her up. I am going to keep the box like I gently. Probably scuffed it more than I should have, but what can you do? Alright, here we go, here we go. Alright. You know, it kind of mystifies me. Like, why did this have to be the rarest one? Because it's obviously uses so many parts from Gwen Stacy from the retro Spider-Man line. I mean, the skirt, the same textures for the shirt, parts of the coat. Well, the slab coat I think is unique with the pens and shit, and I'm pretty sure the glasses, that's not like a reuse of the ones for Baroness. But the same problems with a lot of the female figures for Marvel Legends. No double jointed elbows. It's like, I mean, Lady J was the first to have those in quite a while. But standard posability, standard legs they have for like Stepher Cuckoos and Gwen Stacy and others. The hair doesn't impede the head movement all that much. It's just your standard boilerplate female figure, really, using some parts from Gwen Stacy. But why did? I guess it's because there's plenty of other versions of Professor X and Magneto and Cyclops and Wolverine, but never before really Moira McTaggart, and she's such a core character, such a big part of X-Men lore. Now the whole thing with John Hickman's take on X-Men, House of X, Powers of X, they reveal that she was a mutant all along. This helps explains why she came down with the legacy virus, now that you think about it. But alright, now I got another key X-Men character to put on the shelf. Anyway, in the accessories, the part for the Sentinel, a different head, and you can take off the coat and have these arms for a long sleeve pink sweater to make it how she looked in the past in one of the lifetimes. They showed in that one issue that showed that her mutant power is every time she dies, she goes right back. Her mind goes right back to when she was in the womb with all her memories and knowledge. I mean, and it does it like 9, 10 times, and God, that's gotta suck. Right? Imagine how psychologically messed up that sort of experience does. Like so many lifetimes. Helps explain why she's so damn smart, though. Anyway, just put it right there. So yeah, that's all the stuff that I got in May, except Hellfire Club. Do I really want to unbox it? Do I really? Yeah, yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this.